This is the infectious diseases unit at the mainland hospital in Lagos. One victim of Lassa fever died here a few days ago. Several have been given treatment and discharged. But there are still patients suspected of carrying the disease, which is spread through ingesting rat waste. They include this man. He does not want his identity revealed because of the stigma attached to the virus. His fiancée died of Lassa fever a fortnight ago. He's been under observation for 11 days.
After like 2 or 3 days, she started this feeling of malaria or whatever. I've experienced what I have never experienced in my whole life. It was a disaster, more like a disaster. I was told that it was this Lassa fever that killed her. I wept.
He's not sure how rat waste contaminated the food that led to his fiancée's death, and he thinks he'll be cleared of the disease. But those who are suffering experience vomiting, backache, bleeding, severe swelling and rashes. The outbreak has led to a massive increase in demand for rat killer products. More than 15% of those who contract the disease die.
The government partly blames the Lassa outbreak on a popular food called gari. It's often stored outdoors in markets in often unhygienic and poor conditions where rats roam freely.
Rats get into sacks of gari where they leave waste, but it also spreads through inhaling tiny particles infected with rat drop-ins and urine. Gari traders here say they are not to blame.
The cause should be traced to the street traders because the gari they were selling are substandard and they were sun-dried.
The government says it's doing all it can to stop the virus, but it's having difficulty getting Ribavirin, the antiviral drug that stops it.
We have all our response teams, the contact tracing, diagnosis, case management. I did not think we have enough public health laboratories that can make diagnosis enough. This is where we might need assistance.
Those suspected of carrying the disease are hoping the outbreak will be over soon. But the government says good sanitation, hygiene and fumigating rat-infested locations should see it come to an end soon. Yvonne Deye, Al Jazeera, Lagos.